Have you ever felt alone even though you were with people? As if God were silent and you didn't know why? Have you asked yourself, is this a punishment? Has God forgotten me? Loneliness is not the end. It is the beginning of something great. God uses these moments to shape you and prepare your soul for a greater purpose. Today we'll look at how loneliness can be a positive thing. It can help you find strength, clarity, and a connection with God. Stay with me until the end. You will learn how to turn pain into something greater. When you're alone, something profound emerges. It's uncomfortable at first because we look to the outside world for answers. But when everything falls silent, you have a unique opportunity to listen to yourself and, more importantly, to listen to God. Loneliness is not a void, but an invitation. Like a sculptor looking at a rough block of marble, you need to be in silence to see the work already hidden inside you. Moments of solitude allow the divine to shape you, revealing a stronger, more resilient version of you that is more connected to what is eternal. Many people are afraid of being alone because it brings up issues we avoid. However, it is these questions that lead us to the truth. I often chose silence because I knew it strengthened my connection with the Father. This same opportunity is being given to you now, even if it seems difficult. It's normal to feel this way. But loneliness is not a punishment. It's a chance to discover your own strength. The Father's love is always with you, even when everything seems dark. When you realize this, loneliness becomes something new. As you accept this phase, something changes. That's when inner preparation begins. Sometimes it seems like God is silent. You cry out for answers, but nothing happens. At times like this, your heart may wonder, has God abandoned me? The truth is that God never leaves you. This silence is not an absence. It is a deep care, because it refines your faith and patience. A seed planted in the ground is covered by the earth for weeks. It germinates, takes root, and grows invisibly. So it is with you. These silences are like the soil in which your soul is being prepared to flourish. God has not forgotten you. He is nurturing what cannot yet be seen. In the silence, you are called to trust. It's easy to believe in God when everything is fine, but true faith manifests itself in silence. When I walked among you, my disciples felt this same emptiness. They didn't understand why things didn't turn out as they had hoped. Yet it was in those moments that they learned to trust. Silence teaches us to listen beyond the obvious. God may speak in subtle ways, a change of heart, a hopeful thought, or a word of encouragement. Silence is not the end. It's a space where your soul is strengthened and you learn to rest in love. When you understand this, silence stops being empty and becomes a promise of something new. When you feel alone, it may seem like nothing is happening. But I tell you, God is working in your heart. He is clearing the ground so that something new can be born. Solitude lets you see what needs to change in your life. It can help you heal hurts, fears, and pride. These moments are precious opportunities for God to show you what needs to be healed. Loneliness teaches dependence. When everything is comfortable, you believe you have control. But when loneliness hits, you realize the world's forces are not enough. That's when you learn to trust God. He doesn't abandon you, even when the process is painful. He is there, like a loving father, leading you every step of the way. God is also strengthening your patience, resilience, and confidence. These virtues grow when you learn to stand firm, even in silence. Don't underestimate what is being built. It will be the foundation for something greater. What seems like a period of stagnation is actually a time of silent growth. You are being shaped to face greater challenges, love more deeply, and live with renewed purpose. When the loneliness passes, you'll see that all this was preparing you for a new stage. Loneliness hurts. It touches wounds you may have avoided for a long time. But I want you to see this pain in a different way. It's not there to punish you. It's there to reveal the strength that already exists within you. This strength is often hidden under layers of fear, doubt, or even dependence on other people. God uses pain to awaken this capacity you didn't even know you had. A tree facing a storm doesn't get destroyed. It gets stronger. The same is true for you. Every tear, every moment of emptiness makes you stronger. You may not realize it now, but this pain is transforming you into someone stronger, more aware of who you are and the purpose you carry. One way to turn pain into strength is to stop fighting it. We often try to run away from discomfort, looking for distractions or quick answers. But when you accept loneliness, the pain loses control. It becomes a teacher, guiding you to a deeper level of self-knowledge and inner peace. Another way to find strength is to change your focus. Instead of focusing on what's missing, start seeing the blessings around you. These are proof that the Father's love is present. When you shift your focus to gratitude, your soul finds rest and renews its strength. And finally, remember that you don't have to face everything alone. God is with you. He is by your side, supporting you every step of the way. And as you recognize this, the pain begins to transform. Have you ever noticed how stories of transformation begin in places of loneliness and difficulty? The desert is often the setting where God works most profoundly. He uses these moments to mold you, like a craftsman molds clay until it is ready to be something extraordinary. The desert is a place of loneliness and difficulty. It is also a place of transformation. In the desert, distractions disappear, and you look inwards. Moses found his mission, the people of Israel were purified, and I was taken before I began my purpose. The desert is not the end. It is where God gives you a new purpose. You may feel alone and that the journey is hard. But remember, the desert is a process. It's where you learn to listen, depend on, and trust. The waters that sustain you don't come from the world, but from the Father, who is always present. He gives you strength for what is to come. The desert is not permanent. It is a transition between who you were and who you are destined to become. Every day you stand firm is one day closer to discovering your purpose. The desert is where you leave behind what you don't need and discover what really matters. When you leave the desert, you realize the loneliness and difficulties were not in vain. They served to strengthen you, purify your vision, and align your heart with the divine purpose. You will be ready to face what comes next with courage, confidence, and the certainty that God never abandons you. Loneliness can make you realize what's really important. People, habits, routines, and thoughts that used to matter less seem less important when you're alone. This is God's way of helping you grow and live your purpose. When you're surrounded by many voices and stimuli, it's easy to cling to what doesn't contribute to your growth. But in solitude, God separates you from all that is superfluous, so that you can see clearly what really matters. He cuts the ties that bind you to the past, or to things that steal your peace. It's painful, but necessary. A farmer prunes a vine to make it produce more fruit. It's the same with you. God removes what is not essential to make room for something greater. You may miss people or situations that seemed good, but weren't helping you move forward. It's hard to accept, but trust. God sees beyond what you see. He knows what lies ahead and is preparing you to receive something better. As you let go of what you don't need, your soul becomes lighter, more focused, and more connected to God's will. You realize that loneliness is not a loss, but a gain. God replaces what He takes away with something that builds, transforms, and renews your journey. Loneliness doesn't last forever. It is only a season, a part of the journey that God uses to prepare you for something greater. When the time comes to leave this period, you realize that you are no longer the same. Loneliness has made you grow and see your life in a new way. Use what you learned to become stronger. The moments of silence showed you who you really are. Use this to build a solid foundation. Your identity is based on God's love. When you come out of loneliness, start applying the lessons you've learned. You may have discovered you can forgive, you're more resilient, or you need new directions. Don't waste these insights. Every change you make is a step towards God's purpose. Your journey is not just for you. What you have learned can help others. There are people around you who need your strength and wisdom. Share what you've experienced. Help those who are going through what you've overcome, and turn your pain into a testimony of God's power. You'll see that loneliness wasn't an interruption, but a preparation. You are stronger, more aware, and more confident to live what lies ahead. The Father is walking beside you, and everything contributes to the greater purpose He has for your life. Loneliness is not the end. It is the beginning of something great. It's where God works in silence, preparing you to live out your purpose. Every tear, every question, every moment of silence has been used to strengthen your faith, purify your heart, and shape you in the image of divine love. Stand up with the certainty that you are not alone. The Father has always been by your side, guiding you. Loneliness was the tool, but victory is the destination. Live with courage because you have been prepared for something greater. The Father's light in you will never go out. May your life reflect this truth. Go forth and shine like the light you were born to be. Amen.